Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica and this is going to be a little bit crazy of a video. So I don't have it as planned out as I normally do, but we are going to tackle a project that's been in my project drawer for quite a while with plans to do something. I knew what I wanted to do. It's just been sitting there. So in my thrifting about 2 years ago maybe, I had been looking for a leather jacket for me just to wear, and I found one at the thrift store and I thought it would be perfect. Then I got it home and realized that I don't know what is technically considered normal, but I have had a leather jacket before that was actually warm. I don't know why this one is not warm, but it did nothing. It literally feels like I'm not even wearing a jacket. On top of it, the pockets are fake. And I didn't realize that in the thrift store. And I was like, I don't wear a jacket that doesn't have pockets. Like, I use my pockets a lot. So, rather than, I could redonate it. I'm fully aware that I could do that, but I bought it, and it was not the cheapest thing that I've ever bought at the thrift store. So I'm going to use the leather and cut it up, because I have had another project in mind before this jacket that I just didn't find the right fabric for that I've been wanting to make, and it is a wallet. And I know that is so vastly different than anything I have ever put in here. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. I'm pretty sure I got the pattern off of Etsy years ago. And it's been sitting there, but it is, like, I printed this out a long time ago. It's called the Worsley Worsley wallet. And, I'm not even 100% sure I have all of the stabilizer and everything I need, but it's not big, and I'm pretty sure that I can get all the fabric I need out, all the leather I need out of it, and I'm gonna save these buttons and the buttons on the sleeve and add them to my button stash. I'm glad I didn't buy it new. So I'm gonna take this over and take a look at the pattern and see what we're looking at. Okay, my camera battery died. I might try to show the little tiny bit that I got before it died, and I didn't have time to wait until it charged to go ahead and finish taking apart the jacket. As it stands, that took me all afternoon, and it is like 10 minutes till I have to leave and go get kids from school. So I just wanted to show this really quick. I've gotten there's 6 of the smaller ones and 2 of the big buttons. I'm going to put those in my button collection. I don't think I'll be using them any further for this project. The only bit I did not keep was the facing pieces. They were pretty nearly destroyed, but there's just a lot of little pieces here. You can see, like in this one, this is where one of the buttonholes is, so I'll just cut stuff around it and not use that little part. But yeah, so lots and lots of little pieces. Hopefully I have enough of the larger pieces to actually cut the long bits, because I'm going to use this for the lining as well as the actual outside of the wallet. It's light enough that I don't think it'll be a problem, and I like this on the inside as well. So that is what I'm going to attempt. So yeah, the next time I pick up, I'll be laying out the pattern pieces and seeing how I need to do it to get out what I need. Okay, after a lot of finagling, I finally got all the pieces. I think the credit card slot piece was the one I had the hardest time because it's on the fold on this long side. So I had really long pieces that were the sleeves, but wide pieces were a little bit more tricky. But I just managed it. So I've got all the pieces, and I did a quick press on them as well. So that's all done. So we've got the main body and lining, and I went ahead and put the interfacing on the main body outside. And then says the zip pocket. There's 2 of those, and then 4 of these little gusset things, and then a strap. So again, I am aware that there's a chance I might have to go recut some of these out in something thinner for the lining, but I'm going to give it a shot. So a lot of these say to do it for the lining, but like I said, I'm going to try to do the lining with this fabric because, I mean, it's imitation leather, but it's not thick. So I think it will be fine. I could be totally wrong. And we're going to see. I've never done something like this before. So I need to go hunt up a zipper. I need to go make sure I have the right. I'm going to see if I have a metal teeth zipper for this instead of the plastic teeth. So I've got to go find where it tells me what length of zipper to get and see what I've got. I'm going to try not to go anywhere. And we'll see how much I can get done of this today. So I'm going to go hunt up a zipper and figure out what I'm supposed to do next. Okay, so there was a lot of fiddly folding and stuff, but I wanted to show this, and it's just going to be a lot of black on black, so I hope it shows up. But the strap was folded over in half and top stitched in this rectangle, but not all the way down. So this end here is still not stitched, and this end, this little tip was folded under to meet the other end that was folded up. So this is apparently going to be the new end. I'm not sure where we're going with this, but that's where we are on the strap right now. So the top stitching looks nice. This is interesting. Okay, so the first thing that I needed to do was line up the strap on the outer top of the wallet and stitch down a rectangle that was that extra rectangle that wasn't stitched in the top stitching I showed a minute ago. And this was fun because I can't pin this, and so it was just using the clips to hold the strap itself and then holding it down until I got it sewn. Then I came over for the inside, and this is the credit card slot piece. And so I just needed to mark those lines, and I used just chalk for that because I was able to wipe that off to mark the lines that get folded and then stitched for the credit card slot. And then once those were marked, I did the folding that you see. So there's 2 folds up, and then the top edge is top stitched in a hem down, which ends up giving 3 rows of credit card slots. And clips were used again because, again, can't really use pins. And then I just basted down those edge. No, wait. There wasn't basting down the edges yet. I had to press it. I'm reminding myself right now of what I did. Folded down that top edge for the top edge hem, and then did that with a top stitch. And then with right sides together, lined it up on the lining piece where it was supposed to go, and stitched down across the piece to hold it down. My clapper came in really handy with this project because I had to use the pressing cloth if I needed to press it from the right side of this, and then I was able to use the clapper to get it to really hold in place after I pulled the iron off. So this part was probably the trickiest part of the wallet. It was just stitching down the interior right there so that the credit cards didn't sink all the way to the bottom once they're put in the wallet. So I made that line, stitched that, and then also after that was done is the top stitching of each edge of those credit card slots. And then they're basted down on the sides. Starting on the zipper pouch, I used this little tab piece that was one of the pattern pieces, folded over the edge and just stitched it just over the metal edge of the end of the zipper, which as you can see, I did not end up finding a metal tooth zipper, so I just used a 7" plastic one. Then that is trimmed down, and then it was very specific. Oh, and the zipper itself, which I used my pinking shears so it wouldn't fray, is folding the edge down in a 90-degree angle, and then the right side, it is put right sides together so the zipper is upside down to the right side of the outer zipper pouch, and then the lining is also put on right side on top of the wrong side. I hope this is making sense. I'm trying to show it. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a second on my verbiage. So yeah, it's pinned here with the right side of the zipper, and it has to be specifically measured in. I went ahead and clipped it, and then I put the lining piece on top of it, and then that is stitched down and then folded back, pressed, and top stitched. Then basically doing the same thing for the other side, but folding the end up, right sides together here, flipping it over, folding the lining up on the opposite side of the zipper, stitching that down, turning it right side out, and also I needed to trim down the lining a little bit so it would lay nicely in the pouch. Once it's turned right side out, that second side is not top stitched down. And then the edges are basted with it folded exactly in half, and also the tips of the zipper are again pinking shears used to trim them down. That is then set aside, and then with right sides together with that strap out of the way, the edges of the outer and the inner lining with the credit card slots already attached are clipped together, and that bottom edge is folded up, which I'm going to try to show, and I do clip it down, but you do not sew that particular edge. It's just the sides and the top in one big U, leaving that bottom edge open. I definitely clipped the corners, which included that bottom edge, and then used my little handy chopstick to push out the corners to make them crisp. And then it is top stitched on the outside, but only from the top of the credit card slot to around the top to the top of the other credit card slot, because the rest of it will be top stitched when the gussets are sewn in. And I will show that when I get to that point. I had this pack of snaps, which I'll see if I can find and link in the description box, that are just magnetic, and you push them through the fabric and then turn down the metal tips to hold them on. And I have my little set of beading pliers that I'm going to grab in a second, that I used to turn those ends under, and I also used a hammer at some point. But this is put on the strap, and then the actual body base of the wallet, and then the bottom edge is top stitched closed. Okay, I haven't jumped in with this view in a while, but I've made a lot of steps that I've tried to show. So I tried to show it that I did end up having to switch the lining fabric in the coin pouch for actual lining fabric, which I wasn't shocked that I was going to have to do. It was just going to be too thick. I also had to do that for the gussets. So I have now recut out the gussets in the lining fabric, and I'm going to start that construction. But I'm very, very happy so far. That looks good. I'm gonna have to go have fun and see what I can come up with to cover the top of that snap. But I've already tested a couple of cards in here and they fit wonderfully. So yeah, I'm making some progress. So I'm gonna go start this process, which is gonna start with pressing up the bottom of each gusset at 1 centimeter. And yeah, so I want to say here really quick that this pattern does have inches on it, but it also has centimeters, and that is more accurate for the measurements for something like this. So I don't have very many rulers that have centimeters on them because, well, fabric stores around here don't have we're in America, they don't have the metric system as readily available. So I had to order these online, and I will link it below. So that's going to be new around here. I'm pretty excited about it. I finally got an affiliate link with Amazon. If you care to support that in any way, no pressure. It's just something that's there. But I'm going to link all of the supplies I got and used for this project, because I used quite a few of my little handy tools laying around. And yeah, I know that this was in a pack of rulers that I asked for Christmas a couple of years ago from my in-laws. So I will link that and all of the other stuff in the description box. But let me get back to the wallet, because I'm making progress and I might actually get it done before the kids get home from school today. Once that bottom edge is pressed up with right sides together, the long end is pinned and stitched down, and then they are pressed flat with that seam in the middle, which I'm trying to show here, and then the top edge that is not pressed up is stitched down, then turned right side out, again using my little chopstick to press out the corners, and then the pressed under edges are then top stitched closed, so that it completely encases all raw edges for all the gussets, and they're just sewn on to the wallet after that. This bottom edge that is top stitched closed, that is a little bit smaller than the top edge, so the gussets do angle down a little bit. And that smaller edge is what goes towards the center of the wallet when they are clipped on. And I'm going to try to show that in a minute, but they're laid out on either side of the wallet, and the larger edge is facing towards the top and the complete bottom of the wallet, with those smaller edges facing right where the coin pouch is going to nestle into that wallet once it's in. And then to complete the outer top stitching of the wallet itself, the edge from the top of the credit card slots where I stopped top stitching earlier, all the way down to that bottom edge, that's how these gussets are just sewn on, just with the top stitch. Then, as I showed with a narrow top stitch right here, they are closed up, and then the coin pouch nestles in to each side at its most punched out state and sewn one side at a time. These are sewn both before the coin pouch, and then putting the coin pouch in, it's sewn one side at a time. And that is how that gets in there. Then just using some of my Gorilla Glue that's probably about dead, I found this little butterfly crystal in my bin of random sewing and crafting accessories, and this is what I decided to cover over the top edge of that magnet. And with the completion of this part of it, the wallet is done, and I'm really happy with it, and I love the little butterfly. All right, it is done. Let me actually move the camera. I don't know how it got turned that way. I need to let the glue set where I put the butterfly over the snap before I really like start using it. But I don't know how much you could see, but it is a wallet. Just grabbed a few of my grocery store reward cards here to show you, but like they fit nicely. And then we got this pocket, and then the lovely little change purse. Okay, a few thoughts on it now that I've done it once. The thing about this pattern that I completely skipped this step altogether is it was made to have a strap for like crossbody or whatever, and I didn't want it. I wanted just the wallet. One other thing, so I didn't even do that step, but it didn't really add too much. And one other thing that I think I would do differently on a second one is leave off this strap. And instead of putting the strap there, move this snap further up and put it on the, probably do two of them, right here and right here. I will see if I can find this pattern, the link to it, to link it below. I bought it, I think it was off Etsy probably 5 years ago, maybe. So I don't even know if this thing still exists, but if it's there, I will link it because it really was not that difficult. I went through it, you know, knowing I've been sewing for over 3 decades, but I wanted to, it does say the skill level is moderate to confident beginner, and I would agree with that. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like full-on beginner, but I agree with that assessment on the level of skill needed for this. But the instructions that came with it are super, super clear. My printer was running out of toner when it printed it out, so my instructions are not super clear. However, that is not the pattern maker's fault, that is my printer's fault. So I might see if I can hunt up in all my old emails the link and reprint it, but even if I don't find it, it's fine. So even with pretty badly printed instructions, I was still able to relatively easily figure it out. So anyway, thanks for joining me for this random little excursion of turning an old jacket into a wallet. I am very pleased with the results. This was really cool. This was really fun, and it was very, very different, but I'm very happy with it. I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, as a reminder, my affiliate links are new, but I will link all of the different things that I used in there. I'm going to try to do a video soon linking but also talking about all of my different favorite sewing tools, and probably doing a brief like why I like them or how often I actually do use them. My collection is a collection that started over 3 decades ago, so, and there's a lot of inherited from my grandmother, but there has also been a lot of Christmases and birthdays that I have specifically requested, mostly from my in-laws. A lot of different sewing supplies that I have wanted to gather, and they've been really helpful to have on hand. Not necessarily super needed, but I will say on that though, these here were a lifesaver for this project. I have not, clips were a a COVID purchase. Let's be completely honest here. I'd never used them before that, but I could not have used pins without ruining this leather. I'm just gonna call it leather. It's not real leather, but I'm tired of saying fake leather. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to really do it without the clips for this one. But these really aren't that expensive. I got this off Amazon. Like I said, it was a COVID purchase, and it came in this cute little tin, but you definitely can purchase them without the cute little tin, but I liked the cute little tin. So, anyway, I have lost a few recently because I've been using them a lot since I bought them, so I think I've lost about 5 or 6 of them, but, you know, still have a lot left, and I would say that that was worth it, because, yes, I've used them. So, like I said, I would love to hear your comment. I would love for you to like and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps, and I'm really trying to put more effort into growing this channel. So I really appreciate it, and thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you in the next one.